This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Are you ready to be freaking cold? I'm really cold. You need to put more clothes.
I have my jacket there. It's around 5 degrees Celsius, the sensation right now.
And we need to move. We're gonna go to another anchorage.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And together we are on the mission of bringing this sailboat that was neglected for over 22 years back to life.
So, don't forget to subscribe and to join us every Monday for a new episode. This place, as you can tell, is beautiful. Well, the mountains are just awesome. The problem is that you guys know already we have a bridge in the middle of the island we live, and we have a clearance to go through the bridge. And in order to get through the bridge today, during the day, we need to leave like in 10 minutes, otherwise we won't make in time. Let's take the anchor off. Now we're ready. Yeah? The good thing about having a manual windlass is that you warm up. It was freaking cold. It's not anymore. All good?
Yeah.
Captain? Supposedly today was gonna be the worst wind since we arrived in our hometown. And it was the best night because we were the best protected. This bay just became officially our south wind protection bay. So good. But the problem is, we need to move. And the reason why, we came to our hometown for a few reasons. One of them is bureaucracy. My passport is expired and I don't want to have an expired passport because if some opportunity shows up, I need to have my passport. So in order to do the passport, I need to go to the north of the island where the police is, and for that we need a mooring boat to leave the boat safely. We have two choices of mooring boat. There is the yacht club in downtown where we spend 2-3 nights already, or the yacht club on the north of the island. Downtown, on the day we need to do the passport, that is Friday, we are going to have south wind, so it's not protected from south wind. On the north of the island, it's completely protected from south wind, so we rather go north and leave the boat in a place that is protected, and that's all good. But we cannot go today already because there is west winds tonight and it's not protected from west wind. So we're going to go to another anchorage. We're going to meet a friend. That's really cool. This friend was in the same boat yard as we were, doing the same thing right when we bought the boat. When we went to see the boat for the first time, he was living with his girlfriend there and fixing his boat. And when we arrived to start our fixing, he was already gone and he's living in town now, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna meet him there. We're gonna spend one night in this bay, that's Dolphins Bay, that's the name. The day after, we move to the north and we go to the yacht club. After Friday that we have all these things to do, I have no idea. Because soon, we hope to start moving north to warmer weather, because here it's pretty cold.
Surprise! It's gonna be a surprise even for us.
Yeah, you're gonna find out on the way.
I'm gonna love you when we're old and gray, when our eyes don't see very far away. I'm gonna love you when there's dishes to be done. Oh, I'll scrub, scrub, scrub just to hear you say, hey.
I'm gonna love you with the words on my mouth, with the words on my hands. Don't you ever doubt I'm gonna love you with soft little kisses. You'll be my mister and I'll be your missus.
We can shut off the engine.
We are sailing!
That's so much better. Check this out. Life is much better under sail. We're just trying not to hit the sandbank.
Just that.
Yeah. As we are perfect. And I think we are gonna make under sail right in time for the bridge. You're fine.
I think we are faster with sails than with the engine.
That's pretty good. We're healing for the first time. We don't have the centerboard down. That means we're not like reaching as much as we could, but it's all good. After a sail change, here we are. Full sails up, small jib, main sail. and life is so good. Yeah, the reason why I replace is because this small sail is much easier to go upwind. The clue is much lower, so you can point much better to the wind. And also because we are in an area with a lot of fishermen, and sometimes we need to tack really quick. And this Genoa, we are not able to tack. We need to roll the Genoa and open to the other side, and that takes a while. So with this one we can jibe and tack anytime really easy, and that makes life much easier when you have like fishermen around that don't understand about sailing, so they get really mad if you don't get away from the net really quick. We are pointing on the right direction. I think we're gonna make exactly in time on the tide to go through the bridge, and even better, under sail. No engine, no noise, no spending diesel. That's life. That's the reason why we worked so hard for 2 years. It's just for these moments. Roberta at the helm. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. I'm impressed with her. 10 years ago, 7 years ago, she would be like, nah, I'm not sure if we can leave on the boat. And now she's just like, seems like she was born for that. That's pretty good. We're still getting used to these sails and to the setup. And this, for example, I think maybe later we need to have another sheet here so I can bring it down, because right now the boom goes too high. We need to tie this better, and I think it's gonna make a little bit better, but in order to be perfect, I think we need to have 2 sheets. One just to tell how far it goes, and one to bring it down. I think that would be a good idea, but for the future, right now, it is what it is. We need to be there in 1 hour, and that's exactly on the high tide. That was just pure low tide. That's pure math. Yeah, we did the perfect math so we could wake up, you know, sleep as much as we could and make in time for the bridge.
You want to talk a little bit about the sails for that?
So, we used to have a cutter rig. When we replaced the mast, we decided to change from a cutter to a soling. The difference is that the small head sail, instead of being on the second spreader, is all the way to the top of the mast. So we have 2 head sails to the top of the mast. But the difference is that one is much bigger. One is a 145% Genoa. The second one is only 105. We decide that the small one, we had one lower clue, so that means the sail is much lower on the clue, and the head one, the big Genoa, is much higher. And the reason for that is because we want the big one to be our downwind sail, and with the clue high, the waves won't hit the sail, and also we can see better ahead. And the small one is a much smaller sail, and we can tack much easier because I mean, it's even possible to tack, because the big one, it's not even possible to tack. We need to row and unrow and row every time we need to tack or jibe. So the small one, the clue is lower. That means that we can go upwind much better, and it's much easier to sail upwind and to tack upwind. So we can, you know, when you're getting close to an anchorage or when you are in a channel, it's much easier to maneuver the sail. And the main sail is just a main sail that we have 3 reefs that we actually only use 2. So we only have line for 2 reefs, but we have on the sail 3 reefs. That means we can decide if we are, let's say, if we go to the south of South America where the winds are really strong, we can just kill the smaller reef and just use the 2 big reefs. And if we are, let's say, in the northeast of Brazil, that the wind is strong but it's constant and it's a light wind, it's not too humid, it's like a hot wind, so we can just use the 2 small reefs and we can choose. That's basically the idea. And maybe in the future we can install a 3rd line, because right now we didn't find a proper way to install the 3rd line. And
why did you change from cutter to soling?
The reason why we changed from cutter to soling, there are 2 main reasons. One of them is we wanted to take out the runner backstay. We used to have a backstay from here to the first spreader. And with this runner backstay, that means that when you jibe, you need to lose one side and you know, pull the other side. It's just, I think for a cruising boat, I don't like to have a cruising boat with a running backstay. So if we take the running backstay, that means we would not be able to have the Genoa on the first spreader. And also because we talked to other people with the same boat and they said we need more sails. The former owner of this boat said he didn't even use the stay sail, the cutter sail, because it was too small. He used twice and he took off. When we bought the boat, it wasn't even there because he said it was too small of a sail. He never used. So we're like, we're not gonna use this one, let's put a little bit higher. We're gonna have a little bit more area and it still be a small sail to be able to tack, and we can take off the back running stay. Out. Did I explain everything you want? She's the boss. She's like, Roberta is like, you need to explain this and this, because a lot of people have been asking about that.
Some people are asking about the fabric of the sails, but how can we explain about the fabric?
you can go to North Sail's website, northsail.com, and you can check for, I can write somewhere the name of the sail, but it's basically a cloth made for cruising. So it's not expensive, but at the same time lasts for longer. It's not meant for racing. It's meant for lasting longer and to be, you know, like more money wise. Yeah, I mean, like, you can have much better performance in sails, but it's gonna cost a lot more and it's gonna last a lot less. So we decided to get one that's cheaper but lasts longer, and of course it's not the same performance as a carbon fiber sail, but we don't want to race this boat. This boat is just to relax. See, we're just relaxing, that's it. But we need to slow down the boat. We are getting there too quick. Have no centerboard now, and the wind is sideways, and in order to cross the bridge you need to be exactly on the center, and we cannot risk the wind to take us to the side and then we might hit the bridge. So we're going to take out the Genoa just until we cross the bridge. That's going to slow us down to get there exactly in time. And now so we're just going to lose up the boom and it's good to go, and then we just cross on the engine, and then after we cross we can just go back to sailing, because that's like
Getting closer to the bridge.
we're in really low tide. Right now it's 0.1 negative. That means there's no way we can hit the bridge, but it's always scary. No matter what, it's always scary. Are we on the center?
It's always so scary.
Are you on the center?
I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit towards starboard.
Look up, see if we're good.
I don't know. I hope so.
First one. Good.
We passed.
First one. That's the problem now. Good.
I don't know. Oh,
Good.
we made it.
Good. We did it! That's so scary. Every single time we need to go to the bridge, it's just nerve-wracking. Now that we pass, we can relax and enjoy the next bridge. That's the beautiful one, but this one is much higher than that one. This one is all good.
There is a net from here to there. It's a big one. So we are going around the net. Pass it.
All good?
Yeah.
That's
For now.
For now, yeah. Here it's just like,
There are tons of fishermen around here.
yeah, it's always just like a zigzag. You just keep just hiding from the nets and going around until eventually make out of the bay.
Let's go.
The wind is back. I mean, not much wind, but at least we can sail. Now that we don't have the bridge, we have all the time of the world. We just need to get to that bay, so we're just gonna drift a little bit and, I don't know, sail a little bit. What do you think?
Almost 4 knots.
Almost 4 knots?
Yeah.
That's current.
It seems
Current.
nothing, but we are going.
No, it's the current. The current is in favor for sure, because we are not.
4.
Yeah, the thing is, we know we have a heavy boat. When we bought this boat, we knew it's a boat that you need a lot of wind in order to sail. And with low wind, it's just slow, and sometimes you cannot even sail. But at least we know that it's a boat that's for ocean crossings. It's just like a really safe boat. You can have a lot of wind, and it's just like a train, you know, like stable and sails well with high winds. Yeah, I'm still learning how to trim these sails. Right now, the foot of the sail I tied up a little bit more, and now it's more straight. I think it's better. I'm just getting the hang of it. I just changed a little bit the line, the reef of the main sail. It was crossing one on the other. I believe the top of the sail, we might need to change a little bit the way the reduction is, because it has too much friction. Maybe we need a block there. It's going to be easier to hoist the mainsail. You see, you know, baby steps. You get to learn the boat, you get to learn the sails, and eventually everything's all good.
This sounds great here.
So, is that better compared to the noise of the boatyard?
There is no comparison
Yeah.
actually.
Here, all you can hear is the water.
And some birds sometimes.
Some birds sometimes, and hopefully some dolphins, because here the place we are going is called the Bay of the Dolphins, because there's always dolphins around. Today they didn't show up yet. Arriving in the destination. Nice fact, when I was a kid and I spent my summer here, we had friends, me and my brother, that lived on this island. They own the island and spend every summer on this island, and they would have like bicycles put on the dinghy, go to shore, play with us, and then go back to their island. That's so cool. And back then, nature was much better, I believe. And my dad would get lobsters all the time on the rocks around here. Yeah, we had much more seafood back then, I believe. Do you believe we can still get lobsters there today?
Do you wanna go there?
No, even if we go, I don't believe we're gonna find lobsters. It's just getting harder and harder, you know, like too many people getting too many sea fishes, or
The
you
thing
know.
is that the population where we live used to be a lot less than it is right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this is our first anchorage with a friend.
Yeah, and the first anchorage almost under sail. The engine's just on. We're just not even.
Haha. And here we have our friend's boat. And here we are. New place, new day. Let's enjoy it.
Life's good.
We have visit. E aí? Só 2 aninhos.
It's amazing how time flies by so quickly sometimes. It seems like yesterday that we started working on this boat, and now 2 years later we are floating, we are sailing, we are meeting friends, and even though for some people we might not be going that far yet, or not sailing enough, motoring too much, for us, to be honest, we have a huge feeling of freedom. We sleep one day in one place, and the next day if the wind changes, we just follow the wind and just move on and just go to a different place and then go back to the same place, because we have nowhere to be. Let's go?
Yeah.
Let's have some lunch on the beach with friends. That's why we want to go sailing, because we want to meet people, and it's the first time in an anchorage ever that we're gonna meet friends with. Oh, that's awesome. And they invite us for a, how you call?
Feijoada.
It's a Brazilian dish. It's like beans, black beans with meat and rice and everything. That's pretty good.
Let's go.
Yee-hoo! Explore.
See you.
Funny fact. I came here, my childhood, entire childhood, next to it, right there. I used to ski with like fisherman boats behind here with my dad and my brother, but I never stepped a foot in this beach. I think I don't remember stepping one time the foot in this beach. Never too late,
Never too late. It's almost 40 years old.
you know. Bucket list.
Oh, babe. As you can tell, our friend lives at his boat.
Since we've been repeating, he's been living on this boat. Right before we started, he started living on the boat. Vamos comer que a barriga tá vazia. Before we keep going, there's something we need to fix.
Yeah, some weeks ago we launched our new website, but some people said that we had a problem on a section.
Yeah, they said that blog post section is empty there and there's something wrong with the section, but the reality is we had no time to write a blog post. But today we're gonna fix this. Check this out. We are writing our first blog post.
So, on the first blog post, we are going to talk about our future plans and about our shipping container house. A lot of people have been asking about the shipping container house, so go there and check it.
Right, you need to check that. We're not going to talk about that here. But we also want to thank the sponsor of this video that made this possible.
Yeah.
Because we had no idea how to do that. And Squarespace, oh, by the way, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform where you can build a website, a blog, a store. You
Or
can
even have a domain.
even have a domain, everything. You can manage the whole thing in one platform, and that's so cool because it helps us a lot. Building the website is easy, but you need to be creative. And to help with that, they have a lot of templates, beautiful templates. And if you want to have your own website, you can head to squarespace.com and get a free trial. And whenever you're ready to launch your new website, you just go to squarespace.com/oddlifecrafting and you're gonna get a 10% discount of your first purchase or domain.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's great.
But now we need to go to the beach because our friends are waiting for us to have lunch together. See you guys on the beach.
See you. Going back to Odd to get some rice for our friends to cook.
Yeah, it's community food. We are in 4 boats, so each one brings something. We brought farofa, that's another Brazilian dish, but they also need some rice, so we're gonna go back
It's
and
like
get some
a
rice.
crumbled flour, but it's a flour from the manioca.
Manioc flour. Oh, this is just so beautiful. I can't help it, but just check this out. That's it? Rice?
Yeah.
We have rice now. That's good. That's simple.
Racing.
And that's our goal for now. We just want to live the moment and enjoy as much as we can, because the past 2 years we worked so hard that I think we deserve just to do nothing, just to go to a place, to meet a couple of friends and to have a meal. That's it.
Given the words, what would you say on this one line? Given the gold, what would you spend on this one fight?